To beginning the loose fill installation process. Start by plugging in an extension cord and connecting it to a clamp light. Hang the light in the attic. Once in the attic, watch out for roofing nails sticking through the roof deck. Be sure to stand only on the trusses or ceiling joists, as ceiling drywall will not support a person's weight. Always follow the OSHA fall protection guidelines when preparing to insulate an attic. Take a moment to inspect the area to be insulated. Be sure the homeowner has removed all household items and objects from the attic area. Next, install attic rulers. Spread rulers across the attic so that they can be clearly seen in all areas to ensure insulation is installed evenly throughout the attic. After attic rulers are in place, install the proper ventilation. Homes need to have an even, balanced system with equal amounts of intake ventilation compared to exhaust ventilation. Make sure to check with building officials for codes and/or acceptable practices for your area. In this home, Guardian recommends Wool Machine. This machine is recognized for strength. Average attic needing additional inches of loose fill fiberglass insulation like the one described earlier in this video can be completed in about an hour and a half with the WASP machine. The WASP needs to be plugged into 2 separate electrical outlets for operation. Both the blower and the agitator switches must be in the on position before the machine will operate. The WASP can include a remote control cord that will be attached to the electrical panel, which will provide control of the on-off function of the machine. Read and refer for the installation process. Apply safety accessories. We recommend that safety glasses, gloves, long sleeves, pants, safety footwear, and a dust mask be worn. The person operating the hose should take it and the remote switch along the protected path in the house, through the access hole to the furthest point from the access hole in the attic. Once your hose is in place, the person operating the machine should turn both the blower and agitator switches to the on position. This allows the operator in the attic to turn on or off the machine using the remote access. The machine operator should open the gate completely and set the variable speed control at 100%. Before loading insulation, place the bag on the side edge of the hopper and cut the bag in half. Dispense half of the bag of Attic Guard Plus or Super Cube 2 into the hopper gradually until the agitation system has had sufficient time to break up the material. Continue the insulation at the end of the attic, between the trusses or joists. Avoid blowing across the trusses or joists. Do not fill or clog the eave vents. Back up so that the insulation falls to the floor evenly, approximately 6 to 8 feet in front of the installer. Avoid letting the insulation bounce off the floor or roof. Also try to limit the use of hand cupping. These techniques make the attic rulers as a guide for blowing a level and uniform insulated area. The person loading the blow machine hopper should check on the safety and progress of the person in the attic every 10 to 15 minutes. Finish the job at the access hole. Hand cupping may be necessary at this point in order to direct the material against the access hole. Before exiting the attic, check that all bags have been used. Evaluate all areas to ensure the job is complete. Next, fill out the attic card and staple it where inspectors can review it. Lastly, to differentiate your business from your competitors. Guardian Fiberglass, the Intech WASP machine, and the Guardian Re-Insulation Program can be used as the tool to grow your sales and profits, all while saving America energy.
Using machines in good working order and using acceptable application techniques. Properly adjusted machine will condition the blowing wool for full R value and deliver the coverage shown on the package label. For blown-in new construction, the drywall ceiling is in place. But remember, it is only drywall. Walk very carefully on the joists or put down floorboards. Keep the hose parallel to the floor, with the insulation falling 10 to 12 feet away. Begin at the far wall and work toward the center. Always blow in the direction of the joists, not across them. Blow 3 or 4 joist cavities from one position by moving the hose to the right and left. Where possible, back away from work to prevent packing. Be sure to get insulation to the top of exterior walls and low places, but don't cover the eave vents. For best results, avoid tight bends or kinks in the blowing hose anywhere along its length, but especially near the blowing machine outlet. This prevents the material from compacting in the hose. Also be sure the hose is free of leaks, which reduces air pressure and can prevent the wool from fluffing to the proper density. Repair leaking hoses or patch the leak with duct tape. Only if necessary, where workspace is tight, prevent the wool from packing by allowing it to blow off of your hand. For your comfort and safety, remember to wear gloves. Keep the hose close to the floor where insulation must go underneath obstructions, such as cross bracing and wiring. Insulation must be blown on both sides of this kind of obstruction. If an obstruction has caused a low spot to occur, fill in the low area. When you are installing material on a sloped ceiling, start at the bottom of the slope so the material packs in firmly at the base. Then work upward to fill the area. After you have installed the insulation, do not remove the hose from the attic until you have inspected the job. Determine that all areas are insulated and that the correct number of bags has been installed. Count the number of bags that have been used and check thickness of the insulation layer. The completed job should provide a continuous layer of insulation over the entire ceiling area. Remember, the R value can only be ensured when you use both the correct number of bags per 1,000 square feet and install the insulation to at least the minimum recommended thickness.